Trash Bin Talk.
Hello, everybody. Raccoon Bro VA here, and we are on episode 5 of Trash Picks Talk. And I think we had some really awesome matchups in the last one, including a really good pitch from one of our members. Become a YouTube member now if you'd like to have your matchup guaranteed to be talked about on a future episode. And now let's move on to what we got cooking for the next one, and that is a really cool skeleton versus pirate battle.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
this
this thumbnail though.
Battle me bone. Skeletons versus zombies.
Yep.
Zombie
Ladies and
pirates.
Zombie pirates.
I present
Arrgh.
Spinal from Killer Instinct versus Cervantes de Leon from Soul Calibur.
This is one of those ones where it's like, how the fuck have they not done it yet?
Yeah, exactly. So at first you may think like, oh, it's just like the battle of fighting undead pirates. No, it gets way deeper with these characters. So going off from Spinal and his 2013 origins in Killer Instinct, he was an ancient undead Babylonian bandit who was cursed by a king and bound to a relic called the Mask of the Ancients, which pretty much enslaved his body to listen to the king. Pretty much he couldn't control his body. The king would eventually tell him to burn himself alive, leaving nothing but a skeleton. But via reanimation, he would return, but then just get sealed away for centuries, only to go fucking crazy, and then come back centuries later as a pirate. He would then become a pirate. As for Cervantes, he's one of the original owners to have wielded the complete Soul Edge, which also, if you've seen Guts Nightmare, you know how great that would go for him. He would eventually go crazy, but then get killed by Ivy Valentine, and then via Nightmare, he would resurrect again, since he apparently had fragments of the Soul Edge in him. Basically, this is also just a really fucking fun matchup. These are all... Yeah.
Two dudes who were just screwed over by an ancient relic and now came back as angry undead pirates. You gotta love it.
They're so cool too.
Yarhar.
Yeah, and one of the big things with Spinal is you think he's just just a skeleton pirate. No, apparently he's one of the fucking strongest characters in Killer Instinct. Apparently.
And he's just a goofy looking ass skeleton.
Well, that's what he looks like in the original Killer Instincts. In the 2013 remake, he had the biggest glow up ever. He went from just the basic skeleton to someone you would see in like Pirates of the Caribbean. And then with Cervantes, he was the original bad guy, or the main villain of Soul Calibur when it first came out. And then he's just been around ever since.
Yeah. Does sound like it'd be fun, yeah.
I know that Spinal's theme has his crazy laugh in the background.
Yeah, the laugh would go so cool.
Oh yeah, like basically, cause I remember for Thor vs Vegeta, they specifically used Tus's theme from Killer Instinct as like a base for that. So I would love for like that to also like be the case for like the track for this matchup.
Yeah, the thing, and here's just a little fun fact about Spinal's theme. Apparently it used like an ancient instrument which was made out of a human femur. Just a little fun fact.
Jesus.
Well, that's cool.
That is very cool, yeah.
So yeah, go ahead.
So I was gonna say it would be really this would be a really fun matchup to do, not just because like it's been it's been 4 years since our last fighting game versus fighting game episode, but it also brings back 2 fighting game series that haven't been on Death Battle in a while. Like we haven't had a Killer Instinct episode since season 7 with John Talbane versus Saberwolf, and we haven't had a Soul Calibur episode since season 2 with Guts versus Nightmare.
That is so insane to me.
Singer going on the record saying that he's like a massive Soul Calibur fanboy. Like he literally wrote like fan fiction for Soul Calibur. Like he's admitted that himself. But despite that, they haven't even acknowledged Soul Calibur matchup. Never mind that they haven't done a Soul Calibur episode. They haven't even entertained the idea of even doing another Soul Calibur episode until this one got a death battle cast during the Tournament of Champions, funnily enough.
Yes, exactly.
Was it during
Yeah.
was it
Like,
during
I will say that
Skeletober?
as
Yeah,
It was. It was the
Mhm.
first episode of Skeletober. That
I mean, I understand SEO and all that, but like it's Death Battle. Sometimes they need to do the ones that they need to do the me episodes, like the ones that they specifically want to do, like they're passionate about. Like we got to throw them a bone every now and then. Pun not
They
intended.
literally just did one with Hulk Godzilla.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. True.
Yep.
Yeah.
Although,
it's- yeah.
like Hulk and Godzilla are also like super iconic names that would like do well in YouTube search regardless.
So yeah, that makes Spinal versus Cervantes. It puts them in a bit of a quandary when it comes to that kind of recognizability. But still, like,
And, like,
we gotta let them do their thing.
Yeah, sorry to keep interrupting you, but I will say that as a pretty big Soul Calibur fan myself, I hate to be that guy, but I'm actually not super keen on this matchup. However, I have made peace with it as like this would be Soul Calibur's like most likely return on the show. This is pretty much a guaranteed Soul Calibur W because like Soul Calibur gets like much higher than anything I've seen for Killer Instinct.
Poor Killer
and,
Instinct.
Like, Cervantes is also one of my favorite characters from Soul Calibur. And like I also have no fear because even if this episode like doesn't do well, it's not gonna deter them from doing like some of my other favorite Soul Calibur matchups. So like it would just be nice to see Soul Calibur again, even if it's with like a matchup that is like kind of meh to me. Though I fully acknowledge that it does have that thematic edge, which is pretty neat. It's just that like it's just that my main issue is that you have like the big bad of Soul Calibur, who is not big bad, but like the guy who is like responsible for the story happening in the first place, versus like a goofy ass skeleton man from another fighting game.
But
Even
wait,
with that
fair enough.
2013
But wait,
follow-up.
Jonathan, are you trying to say that Ivy versus Orchid is wrong? Are you trying to
Yes!
imply?
Yes!
Say it ain't so.
They just said like that conclusion is so weird to me because they just said like all they really said for Ivy winning was that like
No, Orchid won.
Sorry. All they said for Orchid winning is that like just a couple minor advantages she had in the matchup and the fact that she beat Idol, who like Boomstick happened to say was cheap as fuck. Meanwhile, Ivy said that for Ivy they at least gave her bullet timing, which is like more impressive than any stat they gave Orchid.
Oh, well.
Where does Soul Calibur get in terms of stats? I actually don't know this.
They can get it normally for like the Soul Calibur Soul Edge specific wielders, it gets to like at least multi-solar system level. You might even get them higher, but like for a majority of the cast, it's like multi-continental, which should be enough to like do in Spinal.
Nice.
Well, yeah, because the highest that Killer Instinct
Spinal.
stats get, from what I recall, was star level, because there was a thing in the Killer Instinct reboot where I think it's Gargus and Idol. Gargos, yeah. Those two fight, like those two have like an off-screen fight, and like their fight is said to have destroyed stars. So like that's like the highest I think you can argue Killer Instinct. So yeah, in that case, Cervantes would definitely win because he does have like pieces of Soul Edge in him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and like I don't think that Spino would scale to that Gargos and Idol fight.
Yeah, no,
So
only
it's
like Jago and like Ivy or no Orchid would scale to it probably.
I love how this
How
would be
high do
the
they get
non.
Do they get to like city level?
Wait, which characters?
When Spinal, like the other like the non-Gargos and Idol stuff, doesn't that just get up to like city level?
I'm not actually sure. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I'm not
I
sure.
love that this would be the least gory kill in the history of the show because it's just
Probably.
a skeleton.
Because they're already dead.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's
Yeah,
the question.
no
How
more.
do you kill a skeleton?
Well, the thing with Spinal is,
Atomize it.
yeah, from what I've heard about Spinal, apparently in like again with the whole 2013 thing, apparently like that green stuff you see around him, that's apparently the actual soul of Spinal. It's just holding Spinal's skeleton together.
I'm going to grind your bones.
Yeah.
And like, I believe Cervantes might have something similar to that, so by extension, even if Cervantes couldn't kill Spinal, Spinal can't really kill Cervantes in before stalemate potential.
I just hope to fuck that this is 3D.
Finally, a non-Toon Force stalemate.
I hope to fuck this is 3D because I want them
Yes.
to actually animate just a goofy skeleton running around.
Yeah, I was just gonna.
You
I was
find
just
it
gonna
weird
suggest
how
that because we still don't know what Torian's episode could be. If this ended up being it, I think it'd be a pretty fun return for Torian.
Yeah, I think
Maybe,
this
yeah.
would make for a great 3D episode. What I would most want, like the 3D fight to be, is like them out in like a stormy sea, and they're just flying between on like two different.
A pirate ship battle, hell yeah!
Two
That would be
different pirate
cool,
ships,
yeah.
and
That
have
would
it
be so cool.
We're never
have
gonna
it
get
do-
Edward Kenway versus Jack Sparrow, so give us this instead.
Yeah, and have
Yeah.
it pretty much be like how it is in Pirates 3, where they just go into that giant maelstrom with the whirlpool, whatever. Just having them fighting between that, just the
Oh
entire
my
time
God.
would be so
Yes.
cool.
Oh my God, that is such a perfect. Oh, that's such a good idea.
Have-
Such a great idea.
Yeah, like that one whirlpool moment in the Mario Kart world. One of the tracks.
Oh yeah,
And I think it's near Wario's shipyard.
Yeah.
yeah.
Have
There's
the
a lot of fun
have the-
things you could do with this.
have the track take inspiration from yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, like, they're
No,
definitely.
they should
a
take
pirate.
inspiration from the 4 Kids
Yar
One
har
Piece
fiddly
opening.
dee, being a pirate.
No,
is-
not the 4 kids.
You are a pirate. Hey, unironically, the 4 Kids rat theme song, like the actual instrumental, it goes fucking hard. Like, ignore the lyrics. It's a really cool instrumental.
Yeah, my favorite lyric is when Childish Gambino just starts randomly rapping.
Okay, it's Childish Gambino.
But yeah,
2 to the 1
track
to the
would
1
go
to the 3.
crazy.
The
Yeah.
track could go crazy. The fight could
Both-
definitely go.
Yes,
crazy
like an
with
actual pirate jig, like dun 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 dun,
thinking
something
that-
like that.
I was thinking exactly
Funny
that.
enough,
I was thinking
that-
the
I want a
Like-
crew singing a sea shanty as this fight's going on.
Yes.
Yes,
I
sir.
Get the
Yes.
Death Bell Choir. Get the Death Bell Choir.
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. I would do him like its finals theme, just like the choir chanting in the back.
Okay,
Oh
shit.
my God.
I'm glad that we actually started talking about the cool stuff for this matchup because we were getting a little just goofy
Yeah.
with it for a while.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
the
this-
more we're talking about it, the more I'm just like, yeah, no, this matchup, this hits.
The
This
more
hits.
I'm thinking, shit, how have they not done this yet?
I know,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
Please,
I recommend
please,
listening-
please,
I
Death Bell. If you're gonna do another fighting game episode, let this be the next one. This has so much potential for an awesome
Yeah.
pirate battle.
I recommend
Absolutely.
listening to the Brandon track for this matchup. It's Souls and Cursed Bones. It is so fun.
I think that was one of the first ones he did, like
Yeah, it
one of
was
the first
fun.
commission tracks.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure it was one of the more earlier ones, but it
Yeah.
still holds up really well.
Like
Yeah,
back
you know what's
back when
really
back when he still referred to them as volumes, but
Yeah.
but
You
now
know,
there's
Can we get this as the Halloween episode this year? Honestly,
Woo!
I love this. As the
Maybe.
Halloween
No,
episode.
no, no. This is what I thought was going to be the Halloween episode for season 10 because of the skull and crossbones on the.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Decipher.
Oh
Good
yeah. What did that? What did that
Yeah.
end up being for again? I forget.
I'm pretty sure it was
That was
Scooby
first-
Courage.
Yeah, Scooby Courage.
Scooby Courage.
Because dogs
Oh,
Ironically
yeah.
enough.
Yeah, that makes
that's
sense.
funny. All right,
Yeah.
well, awesome shit here. I have no idea who they. Can we please get Tom Schulk to voice Spinal?
Honestly,
Yeah.
Wait, does Spinal have a voice? Does he like talk?
I
He
think
mainly
it's
just laughs.
laugh.
He
Well,
just
yeah,
laughs.
exactly.
I feel.
Have Tom Schulk tell skeleton puns the
Whoever
entire
did,
time.
get
Yeah.
whoever
And then
voiced
eventually
those
say,
on
"You
YouTube.
blithering punts," just to suffice my other brain rot.
Yeah. No.
uh,
What was the joke that he told in that video? Like, what's a skeleton's favorite snack?
What is a skeleton's favorite?
Fucking gas!
Oh, Yes, sir.
You always disappoint.
Fuck!
What am I hearing right now?
Just look up Tom Schulk skeleton video.
Yeah. His name is
Oh,
Skullboy.
okay.
All right, moving on.
Okay,
Moving on, we got bit of a legacy matchup here.
Yeah.
Dangerman, this is Bugs Bunny
this is
versus
mine.
Mickey Mouse.
Oh shit, multiverse is in the thumbnail.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, I see Kingdom Hearts and Epic Mickey
Also,
Oh, yeah.
also back in action.
Mhm.
and
I know when
Space
to
Jam.
include. oot some extra stuff because this is a special one for me.
Wow.
After a couple matchups have
I'm
happened.
surprised there's no Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah. What's
yeah.
up, copyright?
Today, Jack.
But I knew I had to make this thumbnail special because this, after a couple matchups have happened in the past, this is officially my most wanted episode of Death Battle, and for very good reason. Like, I grew up with both of these cartoons, and there is just so much potential you could do with this match. Like, like you could have some of their powers clash. You could have Sorcerer Mickey clashing with Bugs' Toon Force, or like just, both of their Toon Forces just clashing. You could even add in some of the special stuff, like, Bugs' Carrot Saber or the Brush from Epic Mickey. And just, this episode just would be so special to, like, so many people, myself included, and I just hope that it happens someday. I'm pretty sure it will happen, and if it does, I have said this multiple times, but, like, if they stick the landing with this, which is highly likely just from what we've seen from just recent episodes like Wily versus Tom, then this will probably be my favorite episode of all time.
Well said.
Yeah, I mean, this is a matchup that, like, the legacy, it speaks for itself. Like, this is probably like the biggest remaining legacy matchup Death Battle has to do, and like, the two icons, the two pioneers of the American animation cartoon like genre, like these two are just so iconic, and like their history is vast. There's so much that you can do with this matchup. It's a match made in heaven.
It would need to be a
Really
beefy one for no doubt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can just tell you right
Absolutely.
now, like I do not envy the person who would have to research Mickey Mouse. That's like nearly 100 years.
Here's the thing
Sarge-
At this point, it pretty much is 100 years.
that's
Yeah,
why
like,
to me
that's
that's why it was so
relationship.
important. That was why it was so important for me, Tom versus Wily winning the tournament, the last one, because like now that we have Looney Tunes like officially on Death Battle, now that they've broken that sort of floodgate, it like primes us for future characters to come on the show that are at an even higher level than Wily and are able to like pull off their Toon Force. Let's face it, a bit more competently and on purpose. And so like this is the kind of one that I think they would probably need to do Donald versus Daffy first as like a way to build up to it.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
And I can also see them doing Patrick versus Goofy as well. That's also a very highly requested cartoon
It's a
matchup.
fun one.
We need to do a
It's
matchup
fun.
first before this one because like we had Wily Tom that establishes like the Looney Tunes scaling. We need another one. We need like a one for like the Disney Tunes, because like I remember I looked in like a chat that was like for Mickey versus Bugs in like the official Death Battle Discord. There's apparently 10,000 untranslated Mickey Mouse or just like Disney Tunes comics.
Oh.
So like
Oh, boy.
there is
Wow.
there is a lot.
fact.
There's
So
a
all
lot.
those
Godzilla
comics
moment.
all those comics are Italian comics that is
Oh.
still going on to this day.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Wow.
Wow.
And like, it's like
That's crazy.
I think the funniest thing though is that like for the longest time everyone said like, oh, this is a very easy Bugs victory because just like the scale that Looney Tunes operates above Disney Tunes. Apparently no. Mickey Mouse, the Tunes and Disney can get just as ridiculous. I remember there was a comic panel that apparently in one of the Disney Tunes comics that basically established that rubber in like everything in their world is made of rubber, and when you mess with rubber, you mess with the world down to an informational level.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh dear, the informational regen. No way.
Mm,
Yes.
it's become.
Informational reality warping for Mickey Mouse and friends.
We can't
And
escape
look,
it
funny
this
because
year.
they said the same thing about
Oh.
like, didn't they say?
Yeah,
the same
with-
thing
with
about
the
Yeah, they
Serververse, yeah.
brought up Space Jam too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, oh
Imagine
man,
they do Space Jam versus Disney Sports skateboarding.
the Monstars.
Well, you know, that's funny you mentioned that. I always had like a funny thought for the track. Like when we ever get the track for this episode, I always thought like a funny collab for music would be if we had like the Sorcerer's Apprentice music mixed with the Space Jam theme. I don't know why, but that mashup just sounds like it goes so hard.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that I'm sure they'd probably want to get Keston Howard back, because I mean,
Yeah.
he basically just did
Yeah.
the normal Mickey voice for King Mickey,
Yeah.
so
yeah.
I don't see any reason why they
Yeah.
would need to get somebody else. It would just
Yeah.
this,
Bugs
he's
is gonna
got
be
he's definitely got the tone down.
absolutely.
Who did
Bugs is gonna be a
Bugs
little
in,
trickier.
Bugs Mickey.
Well,
Or
yeah,
unless it's
Caden Jensen did cameo as Bugs in that one DBX
Yeah.
for Donald versus
Yeah.
Daffy,
Yeah.
so maybe they could bring her back. That would be fun.
Yeah, that
would
was
definitely
good.
be fun.
It was a good voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I a stinker.
Yeah.
Stinker.
That's the tricky thing about characters like these, because I feel like
They have such well-defined voices.
yeah, anybody can
Yeah.
do like an impression for like saying their catchphrase and whatnot, but like you know that you've got the voice down when you're able to like keep it perfectly while like reading a cereal box or something, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like once you're able to do
Yeah.
that, and then you can like also translate that to a serious fight between the two, because I think like as these Looney Tunes battles and Disney cartoon battles escalate, I would want like the scale of them to escalate as well. Like for example with Tom versus Wily, the fact that it was our first Looney Tunes episode and that it was kept like very like down to earth for the most part, like they weren't like going to space and shit, like they had one fourth wall break, and that was like the craziest it got. I think that was ideal for like their first time doing those types of characters, like and like, having a feel like a short, that like a possible crossover short from that era. But now that that baseline has been established, I think it's perfectly reasonable for them to want to take the scale up from there and like get even crazier, like by showing off more like of their esoteric powers from crossovers and whatnot. And personally, I'm of the belief that for the pre-fight like clips when they're like, all right, the commands are set, and when they're showing just like random stuff, I really hope they show for Bugs Bunny the AVGN skit.
Oh,
and for Mickey Mouse,
yeah.
and for Mickey Mouse, I want them to show off Mickey on the railway.
That
Or
would-
Mickey.
Or Mickey from
at the-
South Park, yeah.
That could work
No,
too.
it's Mickey
South
at
Park
the,
Mickey Mouse.
the movie theater.
Or how about the Mickey? Or how about the Mickey Mouse from Drawn Together?
I didn't even know they did that.
The way
Yeah,
you just
the way-
remember.
They portrayed him as like a dastardly villain with like a cloak and always in the shadows.
Because
Yeah,
that's how every fucking parody does Mickey Mouse.
That's the one
Yeah.
thing that like I
Fucking
would
mouse.
hope that like when we ever do this matchup, when Depp ever does this matchup, they steer away from. They don't lean into like the evil corporate Mickey thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't want them.
Yeah,
to do that.
no, like
Yeah,
have
please,
it be
but-
genuine and straight
Let's have
faced.
this
Yeah,
be
obviously.
the cheerful and happy Mickey Mouse, not
Exactly.
the corporate,
Yeah.
not the corporate sellout Mickey Mouse.
Yeah,
Disney's
we don't-
Exactly.
we-
not Mickey.
We don't have to. We don't have.
No,
to
it
do
is
all
funny
that.
Oh,
that you mentioned that.
I do
It's funny
like
you mentioned that.
maybe the fight dynamic could be that Mickey is like trying to run a show like the House of Mouse thing, but he's like Bugs Bunny is like he's got a hole in the ground or something, and he's like telling Bugs to get off the property, and like that's how the fight gets started.
There's
Oh
a
my gosh.
Looney Tunes short that was literally like Bugs and Daffy competing against each other in like a show to like see who was better. So it can kind of be funny like if they do something like that, like the House of Mouse.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, what
And
I was
then-
also thinking.
And for your next
that's a good
question,
idea, actually.
who would win in a fight to the death? And they're like, all right, let's go, let's tussle.
Yeah.
Wait, it's funny that you mentioned the whole thing about like Wile E. Tom, like that. It like speaking to like a specific era for like the tunes. The way how I always saw it, it would be something like Wile E. Tom is like, yeah, that's our grounded, like kind of like grounded tune fight. Donald versus Daffy or Goofy versus Patrick, that'd be like that's where like we can get cosmic, we can have like them going to space and such. With Mickey versus Bugs, I think it's reality. All of reality needs to be like just like
Yeah.
tearing
Yeah.
apart, like literally like tearing apart at the animation strip.
And then it's like the winner is revealed just by having them show up as the animators, like they did that on purpose. Like if it's Bugs, it's like
Yeah.
Hey, stinker.
and if
Oh
it's Mickey-
yeah.
And if it's Mickey, that is created like an accident where he's like, oh, I went a little too far.
Oh, that would be so great if like Wiz and Boomstick they were getting messed with like during like the ending results, and they're like they're getting messed with constantly even throughout the analysis, and they're like, all right,
with
that's
Bill
it,
Ford?
I demand to know what's going on here, and then it cuts to Bugs Bunny animating Whiz and Boomstick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like,
Yeah. So good.
or like,
Actually really cool.
there's a Mickey Mouse short where like he exits the cartoon that he's in and he starts like messing with like the film itself. So it'd be
Yeah,
funny, it's like,
Get a Horse. That's a good one.
yeah, get a horse. He'd be like, oh, I guess I took it too far.
Oh, sorry about
I
that,
also
folks.
thought of another funny setup for how the fight would begin, where like Mickey's opening the Mickey Mouse clubhouse, and then he opens the door and it's Bugs saying, "Yeah, what's up, Doc?" And then it does like the skit from Mad, where it's all like, "Oh, you lived on the ground," and then Bugs is like, "The rent was too high, so I moved here."
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was
Oh,
their
yeah,
that was
funny, he
their
just-
hopping cops crossover.
He spawns in the Mickey Mouse clubhouse on top of Bugs' house. Yeah, that sounds hilarious.
Well, yeah, because like you could definitely do like an opera like singer sort of motivation, because Bugs Bunny is one of the most petty fuckers in the world of animation. If you so much as look at him funny, he will like get revenge on you 1,000 times fold.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like
you do
Artemis.
realize this means war.
Like, of course he has to say that, like right before they fight.
Whoa.
I haven't said this until now, but there's also another funny thing that I learned about Bugs. There's I think a Looney Tunes mobile game. It's like I forget if it's like a fighting game or like an RPG.
World of
But
Mayhem?
basically, yeah, it was something like that. But like Bugs' ultimate move in that game is that he turns into Big Chungus and he eclipses galaxies and then crushes a Looney Tune in his hand. I would
I know
love
what
if
game
there's
you're talking about.
I would love if there's a part of the animation where he tries to do that, and Mickey is like, he's forcing Bugs' hand to like open back up, and then he just, like one Ultima screen right before, like, oh my god, it'd be so funny.
You
And,
know,
like,
there's
I
a
think
non-zero
the same
chance
game
that they
you're
do a
talking about
Big
just-
Chungus reference.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that I know the mobile. I think I know the mobile
Yeah.
game you're talking about, and I'm pretty sure it just straight up had Big Chunkus as its own playable character.
I think it's World of Mayhem.
Yeah, World of
It might-
Mayhem.
It might be World of Mayhem, yeah.
It is.
But it's just funny to think that like it would go like the fight would go so crazy, like just like doing stuff like that. Oh man, that's why it's such a fun matchup.
Yeah, I just like them fighting on the film reel is a very cool idea for a set piece.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
Completely
hilarious.
related. I remember seeing like a Devil Artemis skit where him and Kermit are trying to get Bugs. I was like, all right, so here's the plan. We're gonna go up, jump him, and then kill him. Got it? He's like, yeah, Doc. And then we're gonna. And then you just see Cell behind him just beating the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And he's like, you look at this cannon for me? He's like, oh yeah, well, certainly. It's just that I saw in your cannon there were some bitches. And then and Kermit just goes to the cannon and is like, where is it? And he just gets launched out of the cannon.
Yeah, no, we gotta have some Bugs Bunny isms in this where he's just like pulling fast ones over Mickey, because like that's the most charming part about Bugs. Like not like yes, he's got like cool Toon Force, but like the mind games he plays with people are like what is most iconic about his character, I think.
Yeah, and like depending on how we want to go about like characterizing Mickey, not like the corporate kind of thing, but more so like the more modern Mickey Mouse cartoons where like Mickey like
Christy Amantopoulos Mickey.
Yeah, like where he gets like so like angry or like he just gets like very like emotional when it comes to such stuff. That'd be a very fun way to bounce off like Buzz's like we would probably need to go with more modern Mickey, who's like allowed to be a bit more expressive and have more personality than just like being cheery all the time. So that because I feel like that would like play off of Bugs a lot better, like him getting visibly frustrated as it goes on. Oh, granted, there is a funny clip from like a more early 2000s Mickey cartoon where like Mickey just crashes out on Daisy because she keeps interrupting their date with Minnie.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Mickey's a lot like Phineas from Phineas and Ferb, where like he's like such a like generally upbeat and friendly guy, so that the rare moments when he does have crash outs makes it like all the funnier. So like that one moment where he's talking to Candace, like, all right, come on, Candace, get on the trike, we gotta go. And Candace like, I don't know, Phineas, I don't know if I can. And then Phineas is like, get on the trike. Okay, fine. Get on the trike.
Oh, one thing I want to say about Mickey, I really hope that the design, whatever they use, takes more inspiration from like the Paul Rudish Mickey Mouse shorts.
Yes, the
Like
one
that
where
design?
the one where Christy Amantopoulos voices him.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
like that is like the funniest version of Mickey ever. Like just how expressive he is, his line deliveries. I just hope they generally take inspiration from that. That's like the main way to get me to like absolutely enjoy this matchup.
Well, I think a good idea then would be like if we took kind of like not kind of something similar to like what Saitan versus Popeye did, but instead of like changing animation styles, it's more so changing how these characters have looked over the years.
Ooh,
yeah. So like we get like
progressing.
Yeah, like we can have like how the characters look in the thumbnail right now. It could be like how that starts out, but then at a certain point, like they switch like their looks, and Mickey then has like the Pac-Man eyes. And
yeah,
then,
that could be how you incorporate the animation reel into it, and like as they're fighting, they keep like busting out of it and like going into new cells, where they have different like their different eras. I hope,
apparently that's
hope
like
we can
actually
get,
canon for Mickey. Like every single version, every single look Mickey has ever had is like a distinct entity or something.
Yes,
I hope we can get.
That was
I
the
hope we
modern
get
Mickey cartoons. Yeah.
Get cul-de-sac Bugs Bunny in there as well.
Oh my god. Yeah. So if there's anything that you, the viewers, are getting, is that we really like this matchup.
I mean, no, it's like obviously you got to do it hand drawn. I think it would be a great way to end one of the years. I could see this being the 26 or 27 finale, no doubt. But I hope they build up to it, and I hope they're I just hope they're ready for it. You know, I think having more practice with like Looney Tunes characters, like doing Daffy and Taz, and also like getting Goofy and Donald in there. Like once they've got like that repertoire, I think they'll feel more confident in like tackling this massive battle. So I can't wait for when they do it.
Yeah.
Also, I hope they adhere to the ears rule. That's a very important rule.
No matter what angle Mickey's at, we always see the two ears. Yeah.
I like how
have like a Mickey model where the ears are just stuck in one place at all time and never move.
Oh gosh.
I like how Kingdom Hearts tried to replicate that when he showed up at the end of the first one, but then in the rest of the games they didn't even attempt that anymore.
Well, because Kingdom Hearts 1 was a weird case because Square Enix didn't have the rights to show Mickey on screen, so they had to use that silhouette.
Weird.
Yeah, it's a funny story.
Wow,
yeah,
favor, clearly.
super weird.
Oh well.
It worked to its favor, because Mickey's reveal in that game was very impactful.
Well then, moving on to some other impactful matchups. Jonathan.
Oh, this one's mine. Here we go.
Take it away.
I see Noah Mia. Oh my god.
Jonathan, just before you start going, I'm still in the middle of our eyes. Please be careful.
Okay. I don't really need to spoil. I don't really need to spoil much of anything. And I know that also Behemoth here is a huge fan of Xenoblade 3.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah, so this is Noah and Mio from Xenoblade Chronicles 3 versus Alphen and Shion. Like, Shion Imaris Daymore is her full name, from Tales of Arise.
Wow.
And the reason why this is like my favorite Xenoblade matchup ever, alongside Dunban versus Baiken. And the reason for that is because it really encapsulates the like theme of duality that the Tales series has always used, and now Xenoblade 3 is also making it like bonds between people and like duality, like different, like people from different worlds coming together to become closer allies. That's always resonated with me for how the Tales series is consistently all about that. And now Xenoblade 3 is like that as well, so hey, got a very nice new angle. And like it's also apparent for the characters as well, where you have Noah and Alphen, who are just the inspirational icons who are always pushing the party forward, even in the most dire times, especially since like there are multiple plot points in Tales of Arise where like the party is like concerned about it, but Alphen is just always there, being optimistic and like helping them push past it, especially when you consider his upbringing being like pretty much a slave, essentially, and like rising above the lords, learning more about who he is. And Noah is the same case. Again, like I'm still going through Xenoblade 3 myself, but I'm like on chapter 5, so I'm like relatively close to the end game.
You're really close to the ending.
Yeah, I also found out the queen's identity, and I literally screamed out loud when I saw
I'm telling you, Xenoblade 3 is so good. Yeah, it's so good.
So like that's another angle where like Noah and Alphen, despite being like the driving force of the party, while also forming a bond with the female leads as well, like they also have all sorts of like realizations about their past and like who they truly are, what they're supposed to be, and eventually how they overcome that. And like then you have Mio and Shion, who are like from the rival worlds or like rival clans and or colonies and for Xenoblade.
Nations for Xenoblade.
Yes, thank you. And like it is rival worlds for Arise because you have like Dana and
Yeah, actually, yeah, technically speaking, the nations Kevis and Agnes, they are of the different worlds from Xenoblade, but they're also nations within that combined universe. So yeah, it's complicated.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Well, would it be Xenoblade if it wasn't complicated?
Yes, that is true.
and then you have like both Mio and Shion are like more emotionally distant from each other. They're like they do like it's Shion especially, and they're also like more reserved, keep to themselves, but they're also very nonetheless like kind-hearted to the people who in their lives. And like just the game is all, and like I consider the relationship between like both of these pairs to be like ultimately the heart of their respective games, especially with the Rise, where like I do have some problems with the story, even if I still like it. But Alphen and Shion have nothing to do with them.
I would definitely agree that like when it comes to Noah and Mio, they are also the heart of the story, because to give like a summary of the story of Xenoblade 3, no spoilers, but basically there are two nations that are basically locked into like this never-ending war with like Noah and Mio. They are basically child soldiers who basically are forced to live short lives and die over and over again, respawning to fight this never-ending war. And so basically because of that, like these are two characters that are like defined by so much tragedy and like baggage, like seeing their friends die and just, you know, constantly wondering like why they always fight. And yet despite that, once they like, you know, once they team up together, like once they like form that bond, it really is like that's where Xenoblade 3 story really like hits in the feels, because like it's like you want to see them overcome like just like the like everything against like just like the world they live in. You want to see them overcome that. You want to see them like find their happy ending. Again, no spoilers, but man, it is such an emotional roller coaster. I highly recommend Xenoblade 3.
Absolutely. I'm already feeling the emotions, baby. I cannot wait to put that on my 2025 media thread. Like, I didn't actually finish the fucking game. But, like, again, I'm also not that far away. And, like, I will also say, like, Steve, are you okay if I spoil, like, the Tales of Cameo fight? Like, are you cool with that, at least?
Oh yeah, do that. I don't give a fuck about that. Don't spoil anything about Alphen. That's what I was asking.
Okay, good. Because, like, if you recall the last matchup I talked about, I did go into how Tales of Exilia gets, like, ridiculously high in terms of cosmology. I will say, Tales of Arise gets that scaling, too.
Dang, so where would that...
Yeah.
Wow.
So like it's this matchup is actually relatively fair, assuming that like unless if 5D Xenoblade becomes real, in which case like all Xenoblade characters would scale to that, and therefore the fight would not be particularly.
Yeah, I would say like the more comfortable like conservative range for Xenoblade characters would probably be like universal, maybe like 2 times universal. It's the higher like the higher cosmology stuff can definitely get a little bit complicated, but like if Noah and Mio can match, then like yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be really cool. And also I will say, like, animation wise, like Noah and Mio actually have another matchup in the form of like Surf and Sarah from Digital Devil Saga, I believe it's called. And like but like both fans of both matchups are like super chill with one another for once, so it's like there's no rivalry. Like they both have like massive respect, because I think that Surf and Sarah is more about like the animation potential, whereas this one's more about the theme. So like people understand that they want different things for like a Noah and Mio matchup. But another reason why I prefer this one, apart from just being the biggest Tails fanboy in the entire Death Battle community at this point, like, change my mind, challenge me, whatever the fuck you want, is that, like, technically the animation is still very workable, because in Tales of Arise, like, while, like, Noah and Mio do have, like, a combined kaiju form with Ouroboros, first of all, as far as kaiju is concerned, it's not, like, that big. Like, they still, like, even in Ouroboros, they still fight mechs and monsters that are, like, significantly larger than even their Ouroboros forms. And second of all, Alphen just one-shots kaijus very regularly, so, like...
yeah.
I can just imagine
That's
that.
fair.
And like
I was also just gonna say that like even like without their Ouroboros forms, like like Noah and Mio, like their fighting styles are so like they'd be so fun to see translate on Death Battle because Noah Noah's whole thing is that he's a sword dude. He's just another sword guy. But the thing is though is that like beneath like sheathed within his sword is another sword called Lucky 7, which is just like this like ultimate blade that can like cut through anything. And then Mio's weapon is dual chakram blades, which are like circular blades. And like she's all about being like a defense kind of character. So like seeing those two like, you know, offense and defense intertwine with each other on top of their differing Ouroboros forms, because they have 2 Ouroboros forms. There's one that's like this like purple, like 10-foot purple dude with like a giant sword. Another, and then you can also like surf on that sword as well, which is really cool. And there's another that's like this yellow and white skating chick that like also has like dual chakram blades. Oh my god, it just they have so much animation potential. It's so cool.
It's like 2 Ouroboros forms, one for Noah, one for Mio. That's like the short version of it at least. And like I also thought of an ending where like if Noah and Mio win, which like I wouldn't be surprised if they do win, then you could have it be an ending where like Shion's thorns start to get completely out of control and like start surrounding the entire area, and then you have like it starts to like trap Noah and Mio, but then like you have Alphen fighting through the forms as well, and like he finally starts to actually feel the pain inflicted upon him, and like struggling through fighting to break them free, and it also like eventually takes its toll, and then like as Noah and Mio break free as well, and then since they're off series, you could also have them like honor like everything that they've seen and just play the flutes and send them off.
Yes, the ending for the fight has to like play into the fact that they're both off-seers, which for those who don't know, off-seers are basically they're like there's the instrumentalists who basically play a flute at the end of every battle to honor those who've fallen. And so yeah, that has to be like the way that the fight ends. They both play their flutes in honor of their opponents. Like that, it has to be the ending. That has to be the ending.
They're like, it admittedly won't get you won't get that if Death Battle has like Alphen and Shion winning, but like I'm sure you could come up with an ending that's just as emotional.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You could at least have like the flute sting at the end, if you will, or like replace it with a violin sting, because like, you know, Motoi Sakuraba and his violins.
Yeah, I'm already sold on this matchup just based on the fact that it's a Noah and Mio matchup. I love those 2 characters, but like the fact that it's like this thematic and it has like that much potential in terms of the fight, yeah, I'm sold. I'm so sold.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like even with the Ouroboros forms, you could also like have it increased by like the blazing sword just like growing stronger and stronger, and then you could get their mystic arts coming into play, and like to play off of like the Ouroboros, like their chain attack finishes.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Oh man, this is such a good matchup. What this tells me is I need to play Tales of Arise because I need to understand more about this matchup. This sounds great.
Yeah.
What this tells me is that you guys know a lot more about this stuff than me, and I'm glad. I'm glad I didn't have to like bust in there at all, because this is not my specialty at all. So
this was pretty much me and Jonathan's excuse to geek out over Xenoblade 3 and Tales of Arise.
One thing I will mention about Tales of Arise that is kind of funny: you could give cosmetics to these people, so I wonder if you're going to add the double eye patches to Alphen.
I think that the cosmetics just for any Tales game in general would make for some like really fun analysis gags where you just randomly have like Rokuro with a giant fish on his head or something if they do Ragnar vs. Velvet,
like,
or if they do any of the Tales of Exilia matchup, they just show the clip from Omega Evolution where like Jude is walking through the meteors, but he's got like the red outfit and sunglasses and the pet dolphin on his shoulder.
To explain the joke with Alphen usually has a mask that covers the right side of his face. One of the cosmetics you could get is the left eye patch, so you can make Alphen blind.
Oh,
that's amazing.
That sounds fun.
I was also just remembering how Noah and Mio also have a thing in Xenoblade 3 where they can use the weapons of not only themselves but all of their other allies. So that's another thing. Like that could be a fun animation thing where it's like Noah and Mio literally switch the weapons they're using. Like Noah starts using Mio's weapons and Mio starts using Noah's weapons. Like that could be a really fun like duo like dynamic thing they can do. That'd be so fun.
So this would be
like Shion using, and then you could have Shion switching from like her rifle arts to like her spell to like her magic spells, and like Alphen could just start using more of his like blazing sword arts as well.
So this would be like a typical 2v2
it would absolutely be a 2v2.
Okay.
I also believe that like an Alphen and Shion matchup is like not just the best way to get Alphen on the show, but the only way, because if you play Tales of Arise, then you should know that like Alphen by himself is just not loses access to like 90% of his entire kit.
That's kind of the problem with some Alphen matchups, because I know one I'm supposed to debate is. Oh wait, we can't talk about that shit. But
never mind.
I just remember. But like the whole thing is, Alphen only has his kit with Shion, and Shion is basically the only reason Alphen's still fucking alive.
I think that's the tricky thing about using JRPG characters in general, is that most matchups are like in and of themselves spoilers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like there's some big story details.
Just the existence of Kira versus Adachi, for example.
Like,
that completely spoils Persona 4.
There are so many metaphor matchups that just get so spoiled by like even talking about them.
Yeah.
So yeah, from that point of view, I can understand why more JRPG characters aren't as common on the show, because like, it's a very tricky line to balance. Because with JRPGs, it's like it's a special kind of spoiler embargo because of how long those games are and like how much of a time sink they are.
Yes, that is true, but it's worth it. It's so worth it.
Yeah. There aren't many JRPGs out there where it's like, okay, it's been out for long enough. You can be free to talk about it freely. It's like,
I mean, Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah,
because
that one's got legacy to it, you know.
Yeah. Like its legacy is like pretty much exists mainly by spoilers.
Yeah, like there's
Like
no
everybody
better
knows
example.
Aerith gets backstabbed.
Yeah, like I'm about to say, like that is like one of the most iconic scenes in video game history.
Even Wreck-It Ralph made a reference to it.
Oh,
wait, really?
Oh, they did?
Did it?
Yeah. There's graffiti when I think it's in the scene when Ralph is like by himself on the cart coming back from the bad guys meeting, and like he sees that they're partying without him. There's graffiti on the wall that says Aerith isn't dead.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, that's amazing!
Oh my gosh!
I didn't even know that.
The attention to detail in that movie is insane.
Yeah, be me, like a Tales fanboy who wants more people to play the Tales series and learns about the stories. Be me, wants the Tales series on Death Battle and wants Death Battle to spoil the whole stories just for a proper character study.
Yes,
yeah,
thank you.
I'm the exact same, but just take Tales and put Xenoblade in.
we need to normalize spoiler
Honestly,
warnings.
I love Xenoblade 2. Like Xenoblade is another one of my favorite JRPG series.
No, Xenoblade is so great.
Yeah. I love the first game. I really love the third game. The second game, it's not really my kind of thing, but like you're not gonna see me associate with like its hate-dom, because it does have like one of the more obnoxious hate-doms in gaming.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2?
Yeah, I still love
Xenoblade
Xenoblade
2.
Yeah. Xenoblade 2 I still love, but like I can understand why it's like not. It's like kind of like the black sheep of the series.
Is Xenoblade different from Xenoblade Chronicles?
It's different in terms of art style. I can say that much.
Which one has Rex? Is that Xenoblade?
That's Xenoblade.
I think that's the second one. Yeah.
Admittedly, I haven't finished Xenoblade 2 either. I do want to get back to it and like see if it can grow on me, because I heard it like gets to like a point later in the game where it starts to become better.
Yeah.
Which
game?
Think it's better.
Which game are those gotcha girl sword fighters from?
That's Xenoblade 2. That's Xenoblade 2.
There you go.
Pyro Mithra.
That's how you know.
No, but Pyro and Mithra are great characters, though. I would love to see a matchup for them as well.
Awesome.
Honestly, being Mithra being in Smash, like getting revealed for Smash Ultimate, was kind of a spoiler, because I still haven't gotten to the part where you meet Mithra in Xenoblade 2.
Well, yeah, there you go. That's why it's so fucking tricky.
Well, that happens like
in fact,
relative.
Lucina being in Smash Brothers is also a spoiler.
It's so.
Well, I
it's,
was just gonna, I was
so
gonna
weird.
say like Mithra was like revealed in like chapter 3 of Xenoblade 2, so like it's relatively early into the game.
Fuck, I am really far behind then.
Yeah, you were
Alright.
really far behind then if you didn't get to there.
Well, while you guys try to like figure all that out and get your wish lists prioritized, I believe
Say
it.
that like we're not gonna be tuned in.
It is now officially. That's because it's now my turn to yap.
Oh, goody.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I know
Is
that
it?
lick. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, let's go.
Sarge
Let's go.
mentioned. Sarge D. Tyler mentioned.
One of us is walking away with that there flag.
This is my flag, sister. You want it? You're gonna have to pry
You're gonna have to rip it out of
cold
my
dead hands.
cold dead
And
hands.
then you'll have to deal with my ghost haunting the crap
Haunting the
out of
crap
you.
out of you.
Let's go.
Yeah, I love
Such a good match.
I love this trailer.
You're pretty good,
Yeah.
son.
Not down,
Real good. Maybe even the best. I could see myself grabbing a cold one with you. Too bad you're a hippie.
And I only have one enemy.
Drink the blood of me. And you guys must you.
And you have the Theirwolf track, Red vs. Blue. I love it.
It's such a good track.
Commissioned by Tyler.
You're welcome in my world. Let's finish this maggot.
Well,
I hope you brought your walls.
Sarge! Yes.
Yes.
So that's how it's gonna be.
That's how it's gonna be.
Yes, Sarge versus
I
Soldier.
love this
Let's
matchup.
go.
I haven't forgotten about you, my sweet prince. Yes,
This was the matchup you pitched for the Tournament of Champions, or what is the Champions?
this
for?
was for the champions ballot. Or
Oh,
poll.
ballot, yeah,
The poll, I
Back in
mean.
20, what was that? 2022?
Yeah, way
No,
back
it's 20,
when they had a
for
two
season 9.
when they had a
Yeah, it
two,
was season
when they
9.
had a 2D and a 3D poll as opposed to the whole tournament. This was my entry, and it got a lot of love. I will say. So I was
As it should.
I was so while I was a little sad that it didn't ultimately make it on, I still have ultimate high hopes, especially now that Ruby is gonna be on the show. In fact, I believe her episode should be coming out this like weekend, like once this when this episode airs, like it should be coming out like in a few days. So like we have not seen it yet, and so Sarge, oh my God, he absolutely needs to be on this show because we all, I think everybody agrees he was the best part of the Red versus Blue episode.
yeah, no
Because
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
like he
And also,
had,
I think
he had the most memorable lines. He had like the coolest fight scenes, and like Matt Holm like brought his A game like he does with all of his characters. It is criminal that he doesn't have a solo episode. It's criminal that Red vs. Blue doesn't have an episode that isn't like a self crossover at all.
Yeah.
And
I think it's about time we get an episode that isn't against itself.
Bringing back Team Fortress 2 for their first like not self crossover episode would be so fucking perfect, especially with how long it's been since TF2 has been on the show.
I want to say our only TF2 episode so far has been Scout versus Tracer, and that episode
I gave it a 5 out of 10 to be nice because I realize I'm very biased towards TF2, but yes.
I almost gave it a 4 out of 10, but then after like reanalyzing the fight multiple times, that's where I gave it like a 3.
Yeah,
like, realizing what could have been.
Yeah, I was very, very nice to that episode, like considering what like Torian was like his workload at the time. But now that we're not in that era anymore, now is the time to like truly lock in for a TF2 episode, like because these are the kinds of characters that like Devil Artemis thrives with, like the like so like expressive, and like they come from so many memes, like the meme culture of TF2 is still incredibly strong, and like I can imagine them getting guest animators for something like this. Like that's how much people love this franchise.
Get like there are so many SFM animators that have done this. Get the winglet.
Yes, exactly.
And not to mention also like
who tries to kill any man.
wasn't didn't the TF2 comic also recently just finished?
It did.
Yep,
That's
it's
right.
done.
It did.
Yeah, so like, yeah.
And
Okay.
that final comic is really good, by the way. I'm
It
so
is so good.
happy they stuck the landing after all that
How many
time.
comic issues are there for TF2?
7.
Wow.
Yeah, they just took like There's like years of hiatus in between each of them.
Damn. You don't
Espe-
say.
Especially
And how
the
long is
last
each
one.
issue? How long is each issue?
Like pretty decent length, but like they're not that long. Like they're pretty easy to get through.
Okay, fair.
And like they're all available on the website. Just like it's one of those things where yeah, it's like a press of a button. It takes you like through the comic panels. Very very dynamic pages because like the thought bubbles get filled in as you click through, and also like images appear as you click through. It's almost like a slideshow kind of. It's very
Yeah, that sounds like fun. Yeah.
It's very interactive.
There's
I love how they do
I
it.
have seen there is somebody that dubbed it. The Beard, I think it is. He did a good job dubbing him.
What is that? The guy who at first did all of the voices, including Miss Pauling, before eventually
Yes.
getting a female voice actor.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The very same.
I love that.
Oh, and like, who's the guy who made that like anime heavy series where it's like a whatever it was called again? It was like anime
Pudis
stuff.
Engage.
Yeah,
Pudis
Pudis Engage.
Engage.
Like, imagine if they got the animator of that.
Oh, I
in this
actually have a
episode.
matchup for a character from that, but I will suggest that eventually.
I know exactly.
Oh, man.
Low key, I hope they get frickin' Wolf Alberto to help as well. The guy that did Five Nights at Freddy's versus Team Fortress 2, which is one of the funniest videos on the internet.
So funny.
And it also,
Dude
I'll-
just naturally lends itself to be some of the funniest shit you will ever see when it comes to stuff fan creation.
there's no dialogue between these two. Just it practically writes itself.
It radiates energy.
In that sense, they need to get a really good voice actor for Soldier because
I think they should get
the late Rick May. He added so much character to the Soldier, that like I feel like they need to get someone who can capture that.
I think they should get
Oh,
McGinn's
yeah.
book.
Oh, and just for a
that's-
little bit of like extra lore, Rick May was also the voice of Peppy and like
B.
multiple
O'Hare?
characters.
Yeah.
Yep, Peppy.
Oh, yeah.
Star Fox, yeah.
Specifically.
I
Yep.
believe McGinn's book. He's actually done voice work for like the actual TF2 game that appeared in it, and he's also like been a guest at like Team Fortress 2 conventions where like the other official voice actors were at. He was also in that Solid JJ video for TF2, and he voiced the Scout for it, where all the other voice actors reprised their roles as well. I think if they either him or Moose Trigger, like those are like the big TF2 like fan voice actors to get. So like I think either one of them would be an ideal choice. Yeah.
You know, I almost have an idea for a setup for this fight, where basically Sarge sees the blue soldier, but then that blue soldier gets blown up by the actual red soldier, and then Sarge almost goes into his, you know how in Red versus Blue sometimes he can get a bit conspiracy-esque almost.
Yeah.
He can. It's almost like a situation like that, and that's what leads into the fight.
Oh yeah.
That's the kind of fake news I like.
Like I want these two like when they during the fight, I want them to go over their strategicness, mainly Sarge trying to find a way around Soldier's rocket jump, and just overall just do his best to like go close in quarters combat. You know?
Yeah. For as silly as these two are, I think it would be fun to also like throw in like their like aha moments where like they do actually have moments of like genuine eureka-ness. When it comes to their strategy.
Strategy, because they are soldiers.
Like there's a reason like Sarge is has been the leader of Red Team for so long, and with Soldier, like he's so ride or die that he was fighting World War II for years even after it ended.
Yeah.
There is a non-zero chance they could have a scene with Soldier naked, covered in honey, fighting Sarge.
Yes.
What now?
I want to see Devil Artemis. I want to see you animate naked Soldier.
And before this was also a secret.
It's a comics thing. It's a comics thing.
It's in the comics.
And before this episode also becomes like a secret episode of Cell versus.
Yeah,
it's just taking place in the Cell games. Like Cell and Kermit commentating it.
We know that he's comfortable animating naked Roshi, so
He's gonna be
That is fair. That is
He's
fair.
gonna be like, what a request.
I mean, they gotta do it, and also reference the fact that his wrists aren't even attached; they're like stitched together. So like sometimes they come out of socket. Reference the fucking Deadpool scene where he's punching Colossus and Soldier punches Sarge in the head, and it just like has like a freaking T-Rex hands.
You call that breaking my spine?
You gonna break my spine if you? Ah, my spine!
My spine!
Oh, the dinosaurs into Jurassic feared the T-Rex.
Yes.
The only thing you dinosaurs are good for.
Dinosaur, and you are no T-Rex, you filthy Canadian.
The only thing you dinosaurs are good for is fueling up my warthog. So, like I said, the banter practically writes itself. And
you know the waiting period for this.
These two are just so unhinged that, like, it would make for such a fun back and forth.
You know the waiting period for this episode will just be nothing but quotes from these two. That's everything.
Just like quoting Team America World Police as well.
and also, here's a bit of Jonathan Frostathan lore. During high school, we were told to make give a presentation about like a historical figure, and like for mine, I literally just did a reenactment of Meet the Engineer, but made it about Robert Boyle.
Oh, cool!
And I got an A.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See, that's the power of that's the power of stuff like TF2 and SpongeBob, for example. Like the templates of what they have are so universal that they can be realistically used for stuff like that, and nobody would bat an eye.
My favorite thing, this is very off topic, but seeing people watch like the Meet the Team videos for the first time and slowly realized, wait, all of these memes came from one game? And I was like,
I only just watched those. I only just watched those.
Nothing but fucking quotes. It's just quoting the video.
So
I only just watched those shorts last year, and they're amazing.
I would love for them to do this like June or July next year, for an Independence Day thing.
Absolutely. Nothing more patriotic.
I can't think of a more perfect summer episode than Sarge versus Soldier.
I
The only matchup I feel like could get close to that would be like Cap Ichigo, but I would very happily take Sarge.
Maybe something like Solidus Snake versus Furo Bradley, like again, like a very patriotic matchup,
And you gotta have the track. You gotta have the track be like, glory, glory to the red team, glory, glory to the red team. And
that's
preferably Red Soldier as well, because that's just a bit more iconic than Blue Soldier.
Oh, definitely.
Wait, I just realized they will quote that bit from that Behemoth gaming video. I hate the other side. They're blue. You wanna know why I hate them? Why? No reason.
No reason but death, sir.
Yeah, they'll probably like be fighting over some sort of flag, like they want to get it first.
Or fighting over the intel. That could be or the briefcase.
And
we gotta protect the briefcase.
We need to protect the briefcase.
Wait. Imagine if like Sarge is going for a flag and then it has the briefcase like right next to it, and Sarge is like, "Oh, wonder what this briefcase is."
Oh no, what they need.
He opens it, and then it's like, "This is gonna be good stuff." And then Soldier's like, "He opened the briefcase, you must die," or something like that.
See,
we don't know what's inside the briefcases.
My personal preference for how it starts is that we see. I want it to be like out in the middle. The opening shot is like it pans down onto the blue flag. It's like the middle of a war zone. Like you can hear gunfire and stuff in the background, and then it like zooms in on the flag, and we see two hands grabbing it and like a dang, like guitar sound, and it like zooms out to reveal Sarge and Soldier, and they're like, you know, there's only one way that we can settle this, right? Right. And then they start doing rock paper scissors. Yes. And after tying 3 times in a row, they're like, well, you know the policy after 3 ties, and that's when they start fighting, because like that. because that's a joke in season 15. That's like all Sarges. They have a rock paper scissors code for who gets to be in charge.
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay. That also brings up an interesting idea that I just thought. Like, what if that's the setup of the fight is like, what if it's like the Reds and Blues versus like the Mercs, and like we just like focus specifically on Sarge and Soldier. Like for that fight, that'd be really fun.
Yeah, you don't need to show many other you just like imply that there are other characters in the background, so that way you don't like run up the budget too much.
No, then again, I would love a part of a Soldier using Scout as like a meat shield.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Like Scout's dead corpse as a meat shield.
They have to do that. Sarge has to do somewhat the same thing with Griff, except not much considering,
maybe they could both. Maybe like a blue soldier shows up and they both like instinctively shoot him at the same time, and then that blue soldier is used as a meat shield.
Yeah, Blue Scout also has to be Blue Scout.
I also thought about like going back to like my idea for the setup real quick. Like when Sarge opens the briefcase, it's just a letter that says, "You're never getting the briefcase, you maggot." And then Sarge is like, "Maggot? Who the Sam Hill called me a maggot?" And then he just gets bombarded with some rockets from a nearby soldier. And like, yes, I am you maggot.
Yeah, definitely get Matt Holm back. There's no one else who could voice Sarge.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's no one else who could really do it.
I preferably
Ruby's easy to get.
Preferably, I'd want if they do reference like Sarge being Boomstick's dad at all, I'd want them to like keep that to a minimum because I don't want that to overtake the analysis because Sarge like unironically has one of the most interesting character arcs in Red versus Blue. And like especially with the way his story ends, it could make for a very emotional gut punch. Like to close out the analysis.
Honestly, if the death battle wanted to reference it, then just have Boomstick like glazing Sarge as like, he's an honorable warrior. He's my dad. And just say that, and then Wiz is like, oh hey, you figured that out. Hey, you finally realized it.
Well, yeah,
that would be the funniest thing of the episode. They just unceremoniously reveal like, oh yeah, Boomstick knows Sarge is his dad.
Oh, you know, can that be the way that it ends, please?
Yeah.
Like he's like,
he's
out. Yeah.
Or yeah, it'll be like at the very end or like the conclusion, like if Sarge wins, Boomstick can say like, the winner is my dad.
My dad.
And then Wiz is like, wait, what? And then the episode ends.
Yeah. That would be good. Yeah, I want to bring a tear to his eyes, like, I'm proud of you, Pops. Because I feel like it's safe to say that Sarge probably wins, right?
Yeah. TF2 stats are kind of in contention, but generally I don't think it's possible to get higher than like Sarge stats, except for like maybe speed, because like FTL TF2 is like in contention.
Because I think the one main weapon that Soldier has that could get past the Mjolnir armor is like the Cow Mangler, because it's like disintegration. But even then, he would still have to hit Sarge with it,
Yeah,
but if it's slower.
And don't forget, he also got hit by that 50-ton or megaton bomb that literally blew up.
I love how that Red versus Blue episode they got it blatantly wrong, because Sarge is like, well, we set him up with a 50 megaton bomb, and Simmons is like 10 megaton, sir.
Spencer.
That's why I had in my Red versus Blue review that Sarge gave them the wrong calculations to make his chances better for when he gets brought back on the show.
In short, put this in SFM. Give me the janky head movements.
Yes, you got
it. Give me the ragdoll physics.
Unironically, do what Red versus Blue the episode did, because they did a really good job of like replicating those head bobs in the animation.
I know people complain about the jank, but this is like, I know people complain about the jank, but like this is
an episode that needs to be janky.
Exactly.
If this episode's clean animation
for like just do the jank for like more mod animations.
See, you can throw in some genuine hand-to-hand if you want to, like for a few shots, but like comedy is like the main focus of this one.
I'll say, do you know what era of internet history we are like tackling here? It needs to be like insanely campy and janky looking.
Although
100%, man.
Yes, exactly.
I would be. Then again, I would be cool. Like whoever loses, I would be cool with like the winner, like giving them like a salute. It's like you were one of the best, son. And like Godspeed.
You know that's cheating.
Soldier.
I want the winner to give a salute while the American flag just unfurls in the background.
Yeah, and like eagles are like
Oh my
soaring.
God, yes, and eagle flies by, yes.
Make it the most
Yeah.
over-the-top emotional like send-off
Just
possible.
do the Peacemaker opening.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just have like a U.S. air show happening during the death scene.
If
Yes,
and
the fly.
if they had a dedicated to Rick May graphic, where do you guys think would be an appropriate place to put that in the episode?
Maybe
Probably
at
at
the
the
beginning.
beginning of Soldier's analysis.
Yeah.
Like it just shows a statue.
Yeah, just
Oh
statue.
yeah, do something similar to Hulk and Godzilla's analysis segments, where it starts off like silently.
Yeah.
I think
That'd
that
be nice.
I think that would be really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, Sarge versus Soldier. There's a reason that this was my most wanted matchup for the longest time before Henry Stickmin versus the Second Coming became my new hyperfixation. But I would have been remiss not to like talk about this as soon as I could, because oh my God, it has to happen at some point, and
It's in my top 10 favorites.
I pray that it happens
too.
next year. I truly
It's
do.
in my top 20.
Yes.
I
Yes.
do hope it happens next year too. Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully even sooner.
Please. So that is Sarge versus Soldier. But now, now that we've all talked about matchups that we would like to see, it's time to talk about one that you all would like to see. I ran a poll a little while ago on what matchups what you would like to guarantee be on here that we noticed in the comment sections that caught our eye, and by a landslide, and I mean not even close, the winner of that poll was Sans versus the Judge from Off.
Oh,
Yep.
no.
Yep.
It like when
I've never seen these renders.
I can talk about one of these characters.
Yeah, this is Sans from Indie Cross specific, or not Indie Cross, Moro's animations.
It is technically Indie Cross.
But yes,
It is, but isn't at the same time.
This one-
Indie Cross. Friday Night Funkin' Indie Cross.
So
Yeah, not
this
the-
was the undisputed landslide winner of that poll, and honestly, not too surprising considering how well it did in the Tournament of Champions. I'm still low-key surprised that it didn't make it to the final two, but
The fact that it lost to Kratos versus Asura in the semifinals.
yeah, it had to lose to a runner-up from the previous poll. Like that's how much people want
narrative
this one.
really pushed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that definitely helped Kratos versus Asura.
But now we're here to talk about a genuine indie game battle.
Oh, yeah.
We don't get too many indie characters on the show, and this
No, we
is
don't.
this is a chance to tackle two at once. And now that
In fact, we've literally only gotten Shovel Knight, Among Us, and Fall Guys as far as indie wrestling.
yeah,
We need more.
and now
just
we're
for
getting
that.
and now we're also getting Off as like we're getting a re-release for it on Switch consoles and everything. And
Pretty neat.
so now Off is like somewhat relevant again. That helps him like stand a little bit close to Sans's like name power, but obviously Sans would be carrying like the clickability of it still.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that absolutely he would.
Sans is one of those very misunderstood characters in media, like kind of a lot like Garfield, where it's like the internet
And
like.
Shadow.
Yeah, and Shrek, where it's like the internet took that character and like completely transmorgified them into something completely different from what they stood for to begin with, and that's why I think Sans would make a lot of sense to be put on Death Battle, so that we can kind of like go back to the roots of like what he's really all about. Because at the end of the day, he's just a pun-loving guy who knows a little bit more than he lets on, but is like simply he would rather just like be lazy than like do his job, and he only really locks in like at the very last second when he absolutely has to. And I would love for like Death Battle to explore like that side of him, and
Well,
like
he's got a new reputation thanks to Deltarune.
yeah, like what it takes to push Sans to his limit, essentially.
It's like that in my opinion was like always like the best, because like the internet basically just kind of made Sans just like a buzzword for just like, oh my god, it's Sans Undertale.
Yeah, the fucking
when you-
soy jack.
Yeah, but like when you really when you play Undertale and you get to learn more about Sans, that's what makes him so great, because this is a character that like on the outside he's just like a lazy, chill, kind of like helper character, like just like kind of like a someone who like sees you along your adventure in the underground until like, you eventually reach the quarter, but like
kind of a mentor
when-
figure.
Yeah, but like when you do the genocide route, you learn so much about like the nuance to his character, and the fact that he's aware that he's a video game character, and the reason as to why he's so perpetually lazy, the reason why he doesn't like to make promises, is because, well, what's the point if everything can just be reset, like just like in a snap? And yet, despite that, despite knowing the fact that like his reality isn't real, the fact that he knows that he's living a video game, even at like the absolute worst of the genocide run, he will still make that final stand because he knows that like doing something is better. Doing something in that moment is better than doing absolutely nothing. And like what I love about that final fight is that like it has so much like interpretation behind it. You can either see it as like Sans making that one final stand to like, you know, that one final stand against like what Kara represents, or he's trying to appeal to the side of Frisk, the side of the player who, like, you know, knows that they can be a better person and, like, would, like, you know, undo everything, undo all the tragedy. Like, there's so much complexity to Sans as a character that bringing him on the death battle would be so fascinating to see.
Yeah, I've also especially found the idea of, like, his reaction to the routes where Papyrus dies to have a lot of nuance to it as well, because you would think to yourself, well, why doesn't he stop Frisk from doing it? Like, why doesn't he save Papyrus? Well, you kind of like go into that a bit. Like, he knows like how pointless everything is. Like, he knows that that's not his role to play in the story. He knows the limitations of everything, but yet he'll still have those moments where like he'll call you a dirty brother killer, because like he still holds that grudge like about him. Like, he doesn't not feel stuff. He just like he knows his place in the world, and he kind of has to accept it. And during the genocide route, he kind of like he essentially goes against that idea of like standing to the wayside anymore. It's like no, I am going to ruin this game for you, essentially, and like that's how I'm gonna win. And like by straight up breaking the rules of the game. Like,
he breaks
that's
the rules.
What he does.
He dodges attacks, and yet he dodges attacks which no other enemy can do. And despite his official stats being only 1 damage and 1 health point, he's still able to like effortlessly kill a level 19 Frisk just because of his the way how his powers work.
Yeah, he removes any invincibility frames. He's got like
one of the most oppressive attacks.
But you can never hit him.
And also the fact that he starts off with his strongest attack like at the very beginning every single time.
He literally starts the fight before it even starts.
Yeah, I love how like that one moment of Sans like starting with his strongest attack and failing just directly mocks the power scalers who unironically think that some fights should end within 5 seconds just because of a major power gap. But Sans Undertale directly makes fun of that mindset, and like no one talks about it for some reason.
I always wonder why people never use the strongest attack first.
Yeah.
Wow, it's almost like that's not how fights work or something.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Sans, he needs to have a very chill, almost Patrick Star-esque voice, no doubt.
His voice clip is literally
I will say this right now: if we're gonna put Sans on Death Battle, I don't want him with a voice. He needs to have like the he needs to speak in text boxes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing Death Battle, I wouldn't be surprised if like they would want to push the limits of that and give a version of these two that do talk and like make it genuinely believable. Because if they do pull that off, that would like set this apart from other Undertale animations like dramatically. Like I could see.
I do think I think they were asked a question like this. I forget if it was on a Death Battle cast or a Fireside chat, but they were asked like a question like, for characters like that originated in Undertale, would you give them a voice or would you have them speak in text boxes? And I think they said they would do the latter, but who knows? Maybe they would decide to give Sans a voice.
Yeah, well, like with Judge, I could see them like giving him a French accent as well, as a nod to where he comes from. Like that.
Yeah.
That would be a fun little detail.
Maybe like have the setup.
Isn't the judge's name like Pablo or something?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Pablo.
Anyway,
the judge is Pablo Sanchez?
Yes. Pablo
Anyways,
Escobar.
as I was trying to say earlier, like I think that the way you could start the fight is have it like be in text boxes, but then like when the actual fighting starts, you at least give them voices to for attack grunts or something.
Okay.
That could be interesting. Yeah.
Maybe.
They speak more and more as the fight continues.
Obviously, the music needs to go super hard.
Yes.
We know that Undertale takes a lot of
Megalovania.
Undertale takes a lot of inspiration from Off, So it kind of speaks for itself, like how hand in hand those two themes would go together.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So like, how's the debate
Theirwolf,
for this?
Listen to the Theirwolf track if you want a taste of what it can be.
Hee.
So how's the
Yeah.
debate for this matchup particularly? Because
I think I've heard people are leaning towards Sans more and more.
Really?
Because there's one of the death battle researchers has famously gone on record saying that I think off stats are overhyped, and he thinks that Sans wins. There's obviously some contention about that, but like there's actually some debate to this matchup.
Even Fan Battle had Sans winning when they did it.
Yeah, and then they had more controversy, but you know.
well,
guys.
yeah, we talked about that last time.
Yeah, poor guys, they can never get a break.
Well, yeah, I'm of the opinion that no matter who wins, I think the ending should get like very weird and esoteric-y because of the nature of these two and how they lead the narrative of their games and like the mechanics of their games. Like I would want, if they break the rules of their worlds, I kind of want them to break the rules of Death Battle a little bit too. Like, visually.
I was literally thinking about like how the end of Bill Cipher's Discord, Bill tries to make a deal with the audience. What if Sans he starts speaking in text boxes like, "Are you guys satisfied?" Like, I killed.
Are you
I killed the
satisfied
cat.
with me killing this guy?
I've always wondered why these videos get millions of views.
Yeah, so like that kind of like self-awareness would definitely be like super fascinating to see.
Yeah, Sans should definitely break the fourth wall at least somewhat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 100% agree.
I maybe even give him some like Wile E. Coyote style text boxes during the analysis segments as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be funny. Oh, or yeah, or like how in Bill Cipher's Discord, I keep going back to that episode, but like how Bill in Discord would also like expand their sidebars with like just like.
Oh yeah, and you could have the Comic Sans show up during the analysis.
Yes, have Comic Sans. Yes.
Like
now
so
you
know when
more
Sans is talking.
than I was before.
Yeah, no, Sans versus Judge. I think it's a matter of when, not if. We know that they want to do this episode. It would probably be one of the easiest ones to do research-wise.
I mean, it's just
one game each.
Yeah, one game. I don't know.
And now that we have that new release of Off Out, they have like crispy new footage to use for the analysis segments and even some extra boss fights to take into account.
Watch Undertale just release a giant ass graphic novel. It's like, yeah, it's 30 pages. It's 30 volumes each. Good luck.
Yeah, that was. Oh my god, yeah.
Imagine that they get shit because they use the actual canon version of Sans and not the fanon version.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, I don't even. Jesus Christ.
Tune in next time when I pitch Shrek versus Conquer on this channel.
Conquer versus Postal Dude, baby.
No, Conquer versus Duke Nukem. What are we doing?
No. Conquer versus Flippy from Happy Tree Friends.
Oh my god.
No.
You son of a bitch.
Can we give this dang squirrel?
God.
All of them.
And he's not even gonna get a new game.
Conquer
re-release.
Conquer versus Slappy from Tiny Toon or Animaniacs. All right. So Sans versus Judge, really cool episode. Got to be sprite based, use those origin sprites as well. I like the ones that he made for Sans.
I remember, the ones he made for Sans were really good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know why you've been talking about Billcord all the time, because they were in Billcord, and it took me for. There was that really famous moment where Origin had to direct me to find where the cameo was.
It's funny though seeing Sans and Judge.
And it took way too long for me to find them.
But then you see, they also put Sans in Ghost Rider versus Spawn.
That's true.
In the truck.
That's why I'm saying it's a matter of when, not if.
Yeah, we can tell the team really wants to do this match.
Yeah.
In before it's the Halloween episode.
There's a good chance it could be. And also that they would do it like text-based, like no voice actors. It depends on what they're feeling like. It really does.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Yeah. So, with all that being said, we have one last episode to get to. We are on the members only trash pick, and this time we are going to be looking at a matchup from ItzMeMD, and it is Count Dooku versus Saruman.
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd matchup.
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lee.
Marty, I got sent back into Star Wars time, Marty.
Okay, I messed it up.
You gotta go back to the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, jeez, I don't know, Doc.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez, Doc, my feet are so big and hairy. Okay.
Does he also speak weird? No, that's Christopher Walken.
Yeah, doesn't he also do that thing where he's like, carrot cake? No, that's Chris O'Neill.
Okay.
Sorry.
Let's focus on the Christopher Lees in the room with us right now.
This
Yep.
this is a very cool one. I don't
Tom Shock to voice both characters.
both of them. Yeah. That would be fun.
Yeah, like Raven versus Twilight. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not even like Raven versus Twilight. It's just Tom Shock doing the exact same voice for both.
Well, yeah,
Oh right, yeah, because Christopher Lee. Yeah.
it's like he's just like me.
Yeah.
So
my God.
now I don't know because it's like space wizards versus actual wizards with this one. I would be very curious to see how a dynamic like that would play out because we've had Lord of the Rings on the show once with Sauron, and
Really great episode.
Indeed.
Yes.
I think
Still
how
in the top 5.
how fitting would it be for them to follow that up with like his other half essentially in Saruman? And
Yeah.
I can't think of many other matchups that he's like associated with. And so like Count Dooku is that's a very out of the box pick I think for them. And admittedly, I don't know too much about. I've seen the Lord of the Rings movies, but I can't speak too much to like their narratives. So like the narrative thematics between these two. But
I can speak for Dooku.
I can
same
sort of
here. I can speak
for Dooku.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Dooku.
I can also
yeah.
sort of speak for Dooku.
Dooku is pretty much a similar like kind of archetype to Saruman, where he's like he was a Jedi. He was a Jedi, like a pupil of Yoda. That
He was the apprentice of Yoda.
Yeah.
he was the apprentice of Yoda, who he had like a bit of like I guess I don't know, anger issues like is kind of like is like simplifying
falling
it,
out.
but like yeah, he had like a falling out with the Jedi Order after not Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon's death, because Dooku was Qui-Gon's master. And so as like right after Qui-Gon died, Dooku ended up crossing paths with Darth Sidious. And from there, Dooku ended up, basically like he fell to the dark side. He became like the Sith Lord who would start the Clone Wars, basically. And so like for the entirety of the Clone Wars show, that's like he's the main villain that they're like the Jedi have to basically fight against. And yeah, Dooku, like any fight scene Dooku's in, he has like a very well-defined presence with his fighting style, being like one-handed like a one-handed like sword, like kind of like fencing in a sense, like that one-handed sword.
Yeah. He also, particularly in his fights, he goes for like the style that his opponents are weaker. For example, there's this scene where he's basically just destroying both Aang and Obi-Wan, and he's forcing Aang to be defensive, and he's forcing Obi-Wan to be aggressive, which is the exact opposite those two want to do. So this dude, while fighting, is a tactical genius.
I just want to make sure here. Are you talking about Anakin?
Anakin.
Yeah, okay, cool.
There's also There's also a fight scene in the Clone Wars where Dooku's apprentice Asajj Ventress, like he betrayed her, or like he like abandoned her. She comes back with two other of like her like sisters, and they try to assassinate him. And like they inject him with like something while he's asleep that basically makes him hard to see. And yet, despite lacking his sight and it being a 3 versus 1, he still ends up winning. He still ends up like fighting.
All three of them.
Like all three of them are using. All three of them are using like. Yeah, I do not need my eyes to see you, Jedi. Yeah, while blinded, he fights off 3 Force users with just his senses, with just the Force and his lightsaber. He is a badass.
Yeah, he's really. And then later on in that same arc, he fights Ventress again, and then also Savage Opress as well.
He fight. Yeah, that is true.
He fights both of them and still holds his own.
Oh yeah.
I do.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say one more thing about that scene. That scene is so funny to me because like Anakin's got the double lightsabers to Dooku, and Palpatine's like, yes, good Anakin, now kill him. And I think it would have been so funny if Dooku was like, wait, seriously? Oh well, time to spill the beans. And Palpatine's like, oh shit, wait, hold on. And Dooku's like, Palpatine's the Emperor. And like,
I think I've seen a meme about where he says it, and Anakin's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And Dooku goes, check his pockets, he's got a lightsaber on him.
Well, I'm pretty sure that was part of like the original concept with the whole Dooku realizing that Palpatine's about to fucking betray him.
Yeah.
The base of realization, like, oh wait a minute.
It's like I should probably use some talk no jutsu here.
No, when I first saw that scene, it was like, now kill her. And Dooku just looks at him like, fucking what?
Yeah, because the whole plan was, because the original plan was to have, the whole thing was Dooku was supposedly told he was going to have animosity from, or he was going to be protected from execution or whatever. But
like a prisoner essentially.
Yeah, but then Palpatine betrays him and has Anakin kill him instead.
Yeah. Dooku pretty much was just a tool for Palpatine to use.
Yeah,
for his
exactly. That's the point.
Yeah, I think it plays off of Saruman pretty well, because like he was also like allies with Gandalf, but then like succumbed to Sauron. Like my memory is a little fuzzy, admittedly, but like he used to be comrades with Gandalf, and then eventually became a pawn for Sauron later down the line. So I think that could work off of Saruman.
I like that subtle parallelism that they're both from trilogies. They play very major parts in the second films as like major antagonists, but then in like the third film they're kind of sidelined at the very beginning. And like in the theatrical version, like Saruman doesn't even show up in the movie. Like you have to watch the extended cut to catch his scene. Yeah. So there you go. That's
him dying.
So yeah, you could see this as sort of like the Shigaraki versus Mahito of Star Wars and Lord of the Rings in a sense.
Maybe.
Where they're where they're ultimately pawns to like the greater evils going on. And just like you gotta have some fun like magic versus sci-fi magic going on. So yeah, because we haven't had Star Wars versus Lord of the Rings before, and we haven't had Star Wars versus a magic user since. So this would be a fun like catch up on that.
Oh God, no.
If you want to say Doctor Doom, then sure.
Sure, yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's who I was referring to. That's who I was referring to. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, exactly. I like this one a lot, and I like the idea of them being played by the same voice actor, not even like attempting to differentiate them.
Literally just like the exact same voice.
I'll probably critique it in the episode, like when the animation starts to get overly dynamic and it starts to become vague as to who's saying what. But for shits and giggles, just have Tom Schalk using the exact same voice for both.
This feels like a good like Blender episode.
Yeah, it's funny that Jonathan says that. It's funny that Jonathan says that because now I want the episode to intentionally make it so that you can't tell who's missing.
You want to pick up context clues to figure out who's saying what. All right, he's mentioning the Force, so that's probably not Saruman.
Oh, you know what? No, don't even have a moment like the. Have a moment like the down to the last one bit from Guts versus Dimitri, but don't even have Tom Schulk record the same line twice. Just have them echo the same line on top of it.
So Behemoth, what you're trying to say is that you want that to be part of the episode just so you can argue with me over it.
Yes.
I'm not saying I'd argue over it for you. I'm not saying I'd argue you over it. I would just say it'd be funny.
Honestly, based. That's based.
You know what? Yeah, screw it. It took until after talking it through. I'm totally down for this matchup now. I see the vision.
Like me making an honest critique of the voice acting, and then Behemoth responding to, I don't know, they were both voiced by Christopher Lee, and I also find it funny.
At the end of the day, we do it because it's funny.
Yes.
Exactly. All for the memes.
Why would you do that? Because it was funny.
Though like realistically, real talk, I do actually think that Death Battle is probably gonna get like Tom Shock and another person for a Christopher Lee impression, just so you can at least tell that it's two different people.
Yeah. Realistically.
Yeah.
Like I'll probably
obviously-
ask Tom Shock to just like do like the Xavier Angel meme, but like for
gosh.
Count Dooku and Saruman, like the sky must be better than me. You're right, I am better than me.
I'm not sure who would win. My gut feeling tells me that Lord of the Rings like has some like fun little magic hacks that could possibly get around the Force. Although I don't know for sure. That's just my gut feeling though, from like gathering what we know from like Sauron's episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
And
They might go into the higher ends for Lord of the Rings, like if, like, cause like they said that it's feasible. It's like, yeah, because like in Sour King they did say, yeah, these feats do exist, but we do have issues with like actual scaling, like with like actually scaling them to those feats. But like with Saruman, maybe you could, if and only if they directly say he's comparable to Gandalf, who can like scale to those.
Right.
I mean, they both have the Wizard in White title.
Yeah.
So I could see scaling there.
And you know for sure, by the way, one of them would have to say, "So you have chosen death." Like that's a guaranteed quote.
No, that's the line they say in unison.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Yes. That's great. That's amazing.
I'm so glad we came to that conclusion at the very end here. All right, yeah. So thank you so much for this matchup. ItzMeMD. After talking it through, I'm totally down for them to tackle this. If they ever do Star Wars versus Lord of the Rings as an idea, this would be a fun little meta battle for them to do. No doubt.
Oh yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah. I think safe to say that we've gotten what we need to for this, and yeah, just thank y'all for joining us. Stay tuned for another Trash Picks talk. Later.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bitches.
Bye.
Illusion is a myth.